Now on News 6 at 6, it's a frigid stretch here in Central Florida. We're tracking the cold, the wind, and even the chance at flurries falling in your area. Plus,
no service, no people, empty bus stops like this one in Seminole County have to go. But how much could the county have to pay to get these out now that Scout is in?
And later, the Flagler Sheriff's Office honoring a hero who refused to let a registered sex offender out of his sight.
Oh no, I'm following until I see a cop pull his over because he's got 2 kids in his car.
He just glided with my son in that truck.
News 6 at 6 starts now.
Well, this bitter cold is here to stay for a bit, but we've been dealing with it for a few days now.
So we want to bring in meteorologist Jonathan Kaga. So Jonathan, strong wind, maybe some flakes could be a part of our weekend weather, right?
Yeah, I think some of us have a legitimate opportunity to see a few flakes, mainly west of Orlando. I'll show you that in just 1 second. This was the big deal earlier today. National Weather Service issuing the extreme cold watch. We haven't seen a watch like this since back in 2010. It's the last time we were as cold as what we were expecting as well. Wind chills across parts of Central Florida could dip into the single digits overnight Saturday into the early stages of Sunday morning. So that's a very rare designation, a very rare outlook from the National Weather Service. You see the temperatures taking a tumble. This is Saturday, hour by hour, most of the day in the low to mid 50s, and then the bottom falls out once we get to the evening. By 8 o'clock, we're already to the 30s and 40s. We're going to bottom out into the low to mid 20s across the board. Now, as that front comes through, there is going to be a little bit of opportunity for a few flakes. It's not going to be anything too crazy, but you might see a few flying, especially to the west of Orlando as that cold Arctic air slides over the warmer Gulf that could induce that Gulf effect snow. Area of low pressure developing off the east. That's going to be moving up. There may be a very small window to send back some Atlantic moisture along the east coast as well. I'm less optimistic about the opportunity to see a flake there. If you're rooting to see a flake, I think the slightly better chance is going to be southwest of the Turnpike. Wait till you see the high resolution future radar, though. It does light up blue. I'll show you what I'm talking about at about 6:17, guys.
Jonathan, thank you. And let's be real. We know us Floridians are not necessarily used to these temperatures. Never happens. So we put together a guide for you. It includes how to prepare your pets, your plants, your pipes, your pools. All the P's are taken care of. Just go to clickorlando.com/freeze guide. Cold shelters will be open in parts of Central Florida. You can find hours, locations, and transportation details. Plus, get your hour-by-hour forecast in your community right there on clickorlando.com.
And breaking tonight at 6, we are learning Olympic track star Sha'Carri Richardson was pulled over and arrested by Orange County deputies. Now, she is accused of driving faster than 100 miles an hour. She has a $500 bond, and we're going to keep following this story and bring you updates on air and on clickorlando.com.
Well, Seminole County bet on building up its own public transportation system over buses when it launched Scout.
But what about all those empty bus stops where Link's service is no longer available? Your Seminole County community correspondent, Catherine Silver, found out the county will likely have to pay to get rid of them. Threats and hoaxes. In the last month, News 6 has reported on school threats across Central Florida and in just about every county. As News 6's Tylisa Hampton discovered, the threat of a real incident is forcing yet another school district to turn to technology. Now, earlier this month, 3 schools were on a lockdown in just a week's span. Back in January, on January 7th, Matanzas High School in Flagler County was put on hold status because of what police say was the potential presence of modified fireworks in a car near the campus. The next day, Lake Brantley High School was put under a code red because of a tip about a possible threat. That's according to Seminole County Public Schools. Then on the 12th, a hoax bomb threat at Lake Mineola High School in Lake County caused a lockdown.
Developing tonight, we're learning more about an officer-involved shooting in an Orange City area earlier this week. Police identifying 54-year-old Michael Allen Smith as the person shot at the Truist Bank on Enterprise Road on Tuesday. Police say Smith was holding a knife, tried to enter the bank. Officers say they first saw him at a nearby shopping complex before following him to the bank. Police say he was already bleeding. They say they used tasers to try to stop him before the shooting. Police say Smith is now in stable condition in the hospital. Also developing tonight in Orange County, the man accused of shooting and killing a neighbor during a dispute over loud music appeared in court today. 32-year-old Michael Thrasher is in jail after deputies say he confronted the neighbor before a fight broke out, leading to the shooting. Thrasher is facing charges including first-degree murder and burglary, and being engaged in burglary and armed burglary as well. He is held on no bond. Neighbors in Orlando could only have a few more days to visit the current Pulse Memorial.
The city of Orlando is moving ahead with changes at the nightclub site. In an email update, the city says construction fencing will be installed on or near February 2nd. The city says there will still be a small area where people can leave perishable items like flowers during construction. But as the city prepares to put up construction fences and demolish the site, some people say they're not ready to lose the temporary memorial that's been there for years now.
You know, it's been here so long, it should just stay here and serve as a memorial itself. I feel that if they did it like right after it happened, it probably wouldn't have been as controversial. But I think now that it's like, you know, after all the chalk stuff that happened, I think it'll be a really, really big deal that it will be taken down.
The city of Orlando says removal of the building is anticipated in mid-March as plans move forward for a permanent memorial. We're told there will be a public update meeting on the design plans for the permanent memorial Thursday, March 5th at 4 o'clock.
Well, along our Space Coast, there are big environmental concerns about big rockets and all the wastewater that comes from them. 2 months ago, your Merritt Island community correspondent James Sparvero found out Blue Origin was seeking to renew a permit with Florida's DEP that would let the company continue to dump thousands of gallons of rocket wastewater into the Indian River Lagoon. Now, we're less than 24 hours away from a public hearing about that proposal. James explains what to expect.
All right, it's Thursday, and we know if you're planning your weekend out right now, you're worried about the cold weather we're seeing here in Central Florida.
We're going to go build a snowman this weekend. No, we're not. We're staying on top of your forecast tonight, though. Plus, a man's 911 call cracks a kidnapping case and helps save an 11-year-old. How the Flagler Sheriff's Office is honoring this guy today.
Good evening. Tonight, we're following what could be a major change by the Trump administration in Minneapolis. What Border Czar Tom Homan is saying about a potential drawdown in that immigration crackdown there after weeks of clashes and 2 deaths. That's ahead on the CBS Evening News.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Advent Health.
Are you ready to explore Central Florida like never before? I'm Joey Manna.
And I'm Kara Moeller, and we're your News 6 Insider Guides.
Being a News 6 Insider means you get an inside look at wildlife and stories that make Central Florida unique.
This is really, really cool. From day trippers to everyday wild, we bring you the stories and adventures you won't find anywhere else.
Signing up is free and easy. Just go to clickorlando.com/insider to get exclusive access to our videos, special content, and our weekly newsletter.
Stream News 6 whenever you want with News 6 Plus. Download the free app on your TV to watch exclusive content like News 6 Tonight and get some local news with some perspective. Sponsored by Shark Coatings.
Start the new year out right in the luxury you deserve. LexusOfWinterPark.com.
All right, take a look at this. I would imagine you remember this video out of Flagler County. Deputies found an 11-year-old missing boy with a 60-year-old man who, by the way, is a registered sex offender. They pulled the guy over after after a man witnessed them immediately called 911.
Yeah, now the person who called 911 to help save that boy is being honored as a hero nearly a month later. Our Flagler County community correspondent Molly Reed shows us how that call made all the difference and why deputies say it was a true lifesaver.
It is time now to address the elephant in the room. The elephant has a sweater on. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now. We are talking extreme cold, the likes of which we have not seen in more than a decade.
That's right. 2010 is the last time it even got this close. Most of us going to be in that ballpark. It's the last time we saw a watch like this from the National Weather Service. The extreme cold watch across most of the state of Florida tonight. It's because actual air temperatures getting down into the low 20s and wind chills. It is going to be very, very windy Saturday through the first half of Sunday. It's going to make it feel more like the teens, in some cases single digits. This is what you're going to wake up to on Sunday morning. Actual air temperatures again in the low to mid 20s. It's going to feel like 11 in Orlando, about 10 in Ocala, 8 in Palm Coast, 9 in Daytona Beach. Here's a live look now in downtown Orlando. Things pretty good, all things considered, what's coming on the pipeline. 61, pretty nice out there. Live look with our Light Orlando delivering hope Skycam. The breeze right now out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're at 54 in Wildwood, the Villages. Good evening. We're at 59 degrees. Holdapaw, we're at 60. Miko, we're at 58. Good evening in Melbourne. We're back to 58 degrees as well. Now here's a look at your forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Strata Services.
Air temperatures when you wake up tomorrow in the 40s for the most part. We will slip back into the upper 30s in Denellen and Ocala, 39 in Bushnell. A little bit warmer than where we were today, certainly over the past couple of days. Still jacket worthy for sure, but at least we're going in the right direction. For now, sick joke again from Mother Nature is it's going to be a very nice afternoon, getting closer to where we should be, back to the low 70s. Most of us going to hang right around 70. That 20% shot for rain that you see there, that comes late into the evening out ahead of a cold front. Pinpointing that timeline for you right here. As we move into the early morning hours of Saturday, there's 3 o'clock, and that big cold front is knocking on the door. High temperatures on Saturday will be reached very early. There is a scattered downpour, even a rogue rumble of thunder risk. As we get into the early stages of Saturday morning, that's 9 to 10 o'clock, all that blows off the coast. Then the colder air comes in. Here we go. Look at the blue showing up along the Gulf Coast again. There's a very teeny tiny shot for a few quick flakes to sneak on the Atlantic side as an area of low pressure gets going. I think that shot is on the lower side, but as that Arctic air mass slides over the Gulf, look at this. There's 8 o'clock on Saturday evening, the model showcasing the opportunity there for a few flakes along and southwest of the Turnpike and closer to the Gulf Coast. The model showing it, the meteorology adds up, but it's still on the lower side of chances. Everything has to line up perfectly to go get that. So again, you see it still hanging on to the early stages of Sunday before we dry out and we are just cold. I could talk about this for 30 minutes, and I will tonight. Come join me, 9:30. We're there every Monday through Friday on News 6 Plus and on the News 6 YouTube page at 9:30. We're going to break that snow chance down in depth and, of course, talk about the big chill that is going to settle in during the day on Saturday. Hope to see you guys there. Back to the upper 50s for highs on Saturday. That is also deceiving. That high temperature again in the morning. Then we watch those temperatures crash all through the afternoon until we bottom out in the low to mid 20s. Highs on Sunday, guys, only in the mid 40s. Another night in the 20s Sunday night.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Sports director Jamie Say is here.
All right, Jamie, UCF has a new starting quarterback.
Yeah, Scott Frost went into the transfer portal. He signed a QB who led his past team to the college football playoffs this year. Frost comments on Alonzo Barnett are coming up. Plus, the best in the world and the greatest of all time tee off in Lake Nona. We'll take you to the first round of the Tournament of Champions next.
Watch Jana Manohalal, your News 6 East Orange County community correspondent. No matter what's happening where you live, trust Sky 6. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newman.
Next, E.T.
The one and only Blake Shelton.
It's an E.T. exclusive. Only E.T.'s backstage at Blake's Sin City residency. Plus, Kevin James, actor by night, teacher by day.
You got the scoop, E.T.
Tonight at 7
E.T.
on News 6.
Welcome back to News 6. The Tournament of Champions is underway at Lake Nona Golf and Country Club. The best from the LPGA Tour, along with famous names from other sports and entertainment, teed off today. Ryan Welch recaps the first round from Lake Nona. You don't win 12 games if you're not good, so I think that's a great
That's
pick
a really good
UCF.
get. Yeah, I like it,
Yep.
Jamie. Thank you. More news coming up at 9 o'clock on clickorlando.com and your News 6 Plus streaming app.
Until then, stay warm and have a great night.